Well, it seems to me that we have a nice little treat in store today. Get to work on another Generous Motors product. Been making a little noise in the rear end and every once in a while, and I jacked it up the other day and spun the wheel and seems to me we don't have any brakes in the back. Well, since Generous Motors, Government Motors, puts 90% or more of the braking duties on the front of the vehicle, they just sit in the back there and masquerade as a safety feature. Car's got 126,000 miles on it, which is no big deal, but I really know what to expect in there. Rot, and the shoes fell apart or fell off, one of the two. If you should happen to hear rumbling in the background, that's no big deal. That's my waste oil burner doing its thing. I'm going to have to turn it down a little bit because it's already 75 degrees in here. So back with you in a bit. Oh yeah, sledgehammer time, another thing that Government Motors is known for. Okay, I spared you the temper tantrum with the sledgehammer, but that's generally what you have to do to these damn things to get them off. God forbid you should get a flat tire on the road and have to do something with the meter wrench that they have in the trunk. Okay, now let's see if we can get the brake drum off without too much problem. I don't see, there's nothing dragging in there. I see brake dust falling on the floor, but Okay, after a few choice words, a few blows of the hammer in the right place, and a liberal amount of heat, I think it's going to come off. Oh, look at that. That's pretty amazing. Maybe they were working. That'll be a first in history as far as I'm concerned for Government Motors. Yeah, they're worn. Everything's in place. I gotta be honest with you people. This is nothing short of amazing for me because I've torn several of them apart with well over 100,000 miles on them, and the brake shoes look brand spanking new, and they actually fell off when I took the brake drum off. Very good. Let's continue on with this job. Oh, by the way, if you ever need rust for any reason, just find yourself a Government Motors car in the parking lot and go out and kick it once or twice and you'll have a good supply. Rusted. More than one way to take something apart here. There. Yeah, let me see if I can get under that thing. I know it's not the way you're supposed to use those, but I find I use what works and stay there. How about that? Self-adjusters aren't even froze up. I can just clean them up and back in there. That's a plus. Oh, look at that. Parts. Okay. Very good. Put the new hardware on the new shoes and put the new drum on it and do a little clean up here, and we should be just fine. Well, give it a nice liberal spray down with the old brake clean to remove the rest of the dust that I didn't get knocked out of there when I was beating on things. So I've got a nice clean surface to work with. It doesn't look very clean, but that's, you know, for a car that's see, this is a 2001, so that doesn't look all that bad at all. I've got a new spring kit, new drums, new shoes, the whole shooting match. Okay, for those who've never done brake jobs before, nothing that hard to it. It's highly technical if you really want to look at it, but you shouldn't be afraid of it. The front shoes are different from the back shoes. The leading shoe is short. That goes in the front, like this. Now if you see, this is the trailing shoe that goes in the back, and you can see how much difference there is in the length of the shoe material itself. That's to help keep everything in balance and make the self-adjusters work properly so that things don't hang up. Okay, this isn't finished by any stretch of the imagination. Like you can see, I've got the wheel cylinder collapsed, everything moves freely there. I've got the brake shoe hold down springs in place. Got the new emergency brake spring in place there for the actuator on the top. Connected there. That's the self-adjusters that work when you back up and put your foot on the brake. And a new spring on that one. Everything kept absolutely grease-free. Now all I do is get to fit the shoes to the brake drum after I check and make sure everything's in place again. I do this anyhow initially, is I take the brake drum after you clean it out with brake cleaner, of course, and slip her on there and see if there isn't just a little bit of drag on there. If there isn't a little bit of drag, I just actuate this little self-adjusting mechanism down here and turn that until I get a little bit of drag on the shoes. That way when you first get in it and put your foot on the brake, the pedal doesn't go clear to the floor and or you don't stop. It can be a real clincher, if you know what I mean.